Okay, today I'm doing a review of my Look e765 Optimum bike that I bought back in August of last year, and it's February now, so I've had a few months to ride it. It's been a real nice bike to ride. It's very comfortable. I've had many bikes. This is my first electric, and it took me a while to decide if I really wanted one, to move from a conventional road bike into an electric. But I made the decision and pulled the trigger and got it, and been very happy with it. A few things first. Let's kind of look at what makes it electric. This is the uh, this is the battery pack and the drive pack. And the nice thing about this is that the battery is removable. I can ease it out of here. You can, with effort, there we go. You can remove the battery from the drive pack, and when you do that, you'll remove about 3 pounds of weight. The bike overall weighs 30 pounds, so it's not a light bike, but a lot of it has to do with this total package, drive pack. This weighs 10 pounds, 4.6 kilograms. It's 250 watts and gives you 55 newton meters of torque. This is, like I say, the battery pack removes. Then you have this end cap that goes back in place, so you basically end up with a hollow tube that goes back onto the bike, and you can ride the bike then as a normal bike. Let me put this back in. This snaps in. There we go. It's a little awkward sitting up against this doorway. But doing this inside today because our winds outside are around 15 to 30 mile an hour. It's just not a pleasant day outside, so I'm filming this inside. Let's take a good look at the bike. It's a high quality all carbon fiber frame and fork. Made in France, of course. Onto the front. If you can see it, it does say look on the front. The components are Shimano, with the exception of the crank. We have Shimano 105. Shimano hydraulic disc brakes, Shimano wheels and controls. Like I mentioned, the crank is not Shimano, it is Fazua. Fazua is the componentry of the electric drive on the Look. You'll also find it on Trek, and I believe Giant uses that same system. Pinarello, quite a few brands use this particular drive instead of having a motor in the rear hub, like Orbea and Ribble and a few of the others. Just an overall nice machine. 250 watts, as I said. The controller for the assist is located up here on the handlebar. And it gives you 3 levels of assist. So the levels of assist, they call it breeze, which is when it's lit in green, that's 100 watt assist. River is blue, 210 watts, and rocket is red at 250 watts. Very, very easily done up here on the up on the handlebar. A lot of other makes put it on their top tube, and not quite as easily done. But then they'll have a mount up on their handlebars with a phone, and they can change their power levels. The only thing I did to the bike as far as changing was the saddle. I was riding a Bianchi, carbon fiber Bianchi before, and I had put that saddle on my Bianchi just a few months before I bought the look, and I liked the Sella Italia titanium saddle, so I changed the saddle out. So that's just an overview. I'm going to attach this to another video of a short ride I did, and on that, the only problem with that video is that I didn't have my camera set up quite right. It doesn't show a lot of the horizon. It's basically showing a little bit closer down to the road, but I think it's a decent video. And then at one point I mentioned that I had been riding seriously for I wanted to say 35 years, but I sent 35 miles, so be aware of that. I've been riding 35 years, serious cycle riding. I rode longer than that when I was a kid, but getting into road bikes. All right, that's it. Thank you. Well, here we are. Fairly nice day, but we got a pretty good breeze. Riding close to where I live. This is Picacho Peak, southern Arizona. I'm riding on the Look e765 Ultima that I bought last August. This is February, and we're going to go up Picacho Peak State Park, and right away we're into about a 8% grade. This park has a nice little road. It's a good place to ride if you like doing hills. And the grades are anywhere from 8% to over 20. So and this is something that the Look electric excels at. Especially when you're 76 like I am. And we're coming up to the ranger station where I've got to check in. So we'll be right back. Okay, checked in. And as you see, we've got lots of saguaro cactus. This is a saguaro cactus forest. And some Mexican poppies. Finally seeing the Mexican poppies coming up. Lots of wildflowers are going to be out in this area in the next couple of weeks. And here we go. This is probably close to 20%. 18 maybe. It's quite a scenic area. That's Mount Newman. There are more peaks in Arizona than any other state in the Union, which is interesting. And now we have a long downhill before we get our next big uphill. So hang on. Got to keep it down a little bit here. There are rangers about, and the speed limit in here is 20 miles an hour, and I think I was just doing about 27, so we're slowing down a little bit. It's a little fault flat here. There's some brittle brush that's flowering. We got a lot of campers in this area, in this state park during the winter. It's abandoned in the summertime. The park's still open. I come up here and ride in the summertime, but you know, the heat up here in the summertime, starting in May through September, is 100 degrees every day, over 100 every day Fahrenheit. Now here's our next hill. This is a pretty respectable hill as well. Near the top. Here we are. End of the trail. Couple cyclists. Pull up here. Time for a drink. Hope you can see it. This is the west, I guess you'd call it the west peak of the Picacho Peak mountains. The main peak is east of here, so we seen it as we came in. And I see quite a few more Mexican poppies in the distance. I'm sure you can't see them on the camera, but they're out there. Soon it'll be a carpet. Anyway, like I said, I've had the look since August, and I really enjoy it. First electric bike. I thought I would never get one. A year ago, I was starting to debate it, and then finally decided that maybe I should look at them. And I'm glad I did. I've been riding for seriously riding for 35 miles. Like I said, I'm 76. Back in many years ago, I used to race. I was on a team for a while. Lots of good times. And I still like to ride fast. And I started to want to ride further than what I was able to with my bike before this one. It was a Bianchi carbon fiber, very nice bike, but as you get older, you either start thinking about shortening up your miles, or in this case, you buy an e-bike and ride further and faster. The speed assist on this bike is supposed to be 20 miles an hour in the US. but I can feel assist even beyond that. Not full assist, but there's still some, 21, 22, which is nice. I've ridden it without assist, and yes, it's a heavy bike with the battery and the motor unit, which is down in the bottom two, but that's removable, and you can put the hollow plastic part back in place in that bottom down tube, and the bike looks like a normal bike, and of course weighs quite a bit less. So all right, we'll continue on. And this is a pretty good downhill again. This is the one I just came up, so this downhill goes for quite a ways, and then we get into some pretty good climbing again to get back out. So hang with me and enjoy the scenery. There again, I'm breaking the speed limit, but and here we go, little hill coming up now. And I'm catching up to those cyclists that went by before. And a bigger one. These are around 18% or so. And I see the gravel guard, or the cattle guard. That usually means about the end. of the climbing. Ew. And one more little one coming up. There's a loop that comes off of this main road that is over 25%, and I've done it. I'm not going to do it today because of the weather here this winter. December, January has been really kind of cool, wet, windy, unusual. So since the 1st of December, outside of this ride and one I took yesterday, I think I'd been out 5 times in 60 days, which is a miserable thing to do, but another nice downhill. And that's the hills. We're coming up on the ranger station. And we're back where I started in. I'm going to shut the camera off just for a second. Okay, heading back home. Short ride. Fun. Back to the bike itself. It's got a full carbon frame and fork. Shimano wheels, rear derailleur, front derailleur. The crank is by Fazua because it's the Fazua motor that provides the assist. So Fazua uses their crank, which has a gearing within the bottom bracket that connects to the motor, which is in the down tube. On the lowest assist, I can ride around 40 miles on the lowest assist. Obviously, if you don't have the assist on all the time, you can extend that range, but if you have it on all the time, you get about 40 miles on the lowest, probably 25 to 30 on the medium assist, and then probably 20 on the highest assist. So I don't use that highest assist very often. I was using that in the climbs within that park. But that's the shortest ride I ever take. It's there. I can ride it from home. So keep watching. I hope to have more of these videos soon. And with that, I'll say goodbye for now. I'm home.